It's Tequila Talk Tuesday. As everybody knows, I'm just gonna grab Miss Jenna. There she is. And we'll get started. I'm excited. I'm gonna lower myself. Hi!
Hello.
How's it going?
Gosh, my phone.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Did you see my stories that I tagged you
I
in?
I did see those. But
Yeah. Does yours taste good?
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm nervous.
Okay, taste it. Please taste it and tell me if it's good.
Yeah.
Mine did not turn out.
It's like a creamy avocado coconut milkshake. It's so good.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, mine did not. It did not turn out. So sorry, I went to classic tequila with soda water.
That's okay. I will drink our
syrup.
lovely green concoction. I had to add water to it because it was a little, it's still super thick. Like, look at that. It doesn't even come off my glass yet.
What brand of coconut yogurt did you use?
Okay, I cheated because I didn't have time to go to the store, so I used regular Greek yogurt and I added coconut shavings.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that would be good because I got the silk coconut yogurt, but I don't know. It tastes so sour on its own.
But that's almond though. Ooh.
No, I got the coconut one.
No, I know, but it's almond based, almond milk based, is it not?
Oh, I don't know. It just said coconut plain. So I was like, okay. So I thought it was coconut yogurt, but
Well, it's pretty good. I may or may not have added too much tequila, but
I'm so upset because of all of my tries. I wasted like 4 ounces.
Aww.
Very sad. Very sad about it.
Well, you said that it might have been your avocado too, right?
Well, yeah. I think maybe it was a combination because I tried it without the avocado and just with the yogurt. It wasn't much better.
Yeah, it's fair. I think the avocado is what gives it the rich taste. So maybe it needed I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. We'll just have to have a day where we try out all these recipes, these failed recipes.
I know. Well, I have my book here of there's some really, really good recipes in there. So
I like it.
Yeah. Well, my sister's like, that looks very suspect. And I was like, Tara Madden posted it. It can't taste shitty. And then she saw my face and she's like, oh, it can't be shitty, hey?
Hey, Jenna's sister. Same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just failed miserably.
It's pretty good. We'll have to make one. We'll have to do a Tequila Talk Tuesday together and then do one.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you for doing my hair today. I'm super happy with that.
You're welcome. Nice and fresh.
And then the first thing Jerry said was your hair looks really good.
Oh, good.
I know.
And the husband approval is always a plus.
Shocking considering he never notices, but
Yeah. But he noticed today.
But he did, yeah. I like it. All right, so Tequila Talk Tuesday. Oh my God.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say?
No, you go. No. That was passionate. Say it.
I know, but I already texted you about it, so you already know about it. So say what you were.
No, say it. Please say it so you don't forget.
Okay, you guys, I am so pumped because I got out of the blue, out of nowhere. It's so high vibe today, you guys. It was just such a high vibe day for me and Jenna, for me in general. Jenna was all excited about things. So, okay, hold on. First of all, I got pulled over on the way home from your studio.
Oh,
yeah.
For what?
I was at a stoplight and I went to go, I was at a stoplight and I was like, oh shit, my parking session. I need to end my parking session. So I picked up my phone to end my parking session and there he comes, just knock, knock, knock on my window. And I've caught you in a distracted driving. And I was literally just ending my parking session. And the app was open, so he saw it. So I was like, okay, signs that that's going to be a bad day. And then because that took 25 minutes for him to like pull me over and write up a ticket, my client showed up at the house and had to sit there and wait until I got home. So that was a disaster. But I did not let that bring me down because I was like, whatever, fine, it doesn't matter. It's like, I'll deal with it. And then I got out of the blue, I had somebody from Lash Inc. magazine message me and ask me to write an article for them for their August issue.
So exciting. That's so
Absolutely.
cool. I just with like
I've never reached out to her. I've never I've like never. And suddenly I'm getting asked to do Lash Inc. magazine articles internationally.
I just think it's so cool just with everything that we were talking about today. I don't know. I just think that that was like the nice little cherry on top.
Legit. I was like bouncing off the walls. So that was so exciting. I was super excited about that.
Yeah. I think that's so cool. I want to read whatever you do. You'll have to send it my way.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to come up with like articulation and do things professionally.
The words.
All the words.
All the words.
But we were talking about Tequila Talk Tuesday today, and yes, we're gonna be. You guys, we're rebranding. By the way, for all everyone watching, we're rebranding. We're super excited about it because it kind of combines mine and Jenna's branding together, which we are very excited about. But I think we got so carried away talking about our new like this new branding and everything that we're excited about that we just like I'm still like unsure about what to talk about tonight, to be completely honest. Like I know that we wanted to talk about like my post that I just did and like finding the 5 things and being, but like I don't know. There's all these things that are happening. All the things.
Well, maybe we can talk about all the things.
Okay. Done. Okay. You're going international.
Well, yes. I feel like that is seriously amazing. Because it's what? Italy? Isn't it? Was it Italy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Which
so cool.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to be featured in Lash Inc. magazine. It's going to be, and that's the thing, like I asked her, I was like, well, what should I, do you have a theme? Do you have something that you want me to touch on? And she said, no, anything that you think is important in the lash industry to know. And I feel like you and I have touched on this a little bit, especially even just in your industry as well as just talking about support. And I feel like that's a subject that really needs to be brought up, especially since what just happened to me on Etsy with that customer. Uh-oh. I think Jenna froze.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
There we go. She's back.
One sec. Here. There we go. I just turned off my Wi-Fi because I don't know. It's super glitchy, but...
No, there you go. Perfect.
That's better.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I think doing, like, a support article is super important, especially like Lash Sisters, and especially what happened to me on Etsy and what just happened to you and like and your extension program and stuff like that. Like I just feel like support is such a important topic, especially in a female dominated industry. I just think it's something that needs to be talked about. So I think that might be my article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's good, and so many people can relate to it too, because it's across the board. I feel like in any industry, but especially the beauty industry, it's very dominant, and it's kind of known for being catty and stuff like that. So I think it is changing, but it would be a very relatable and I think a really good read given all your experience with it too.
Thank you. Well, I kind of like, and like listening to like the stuff that happened with you and stuff, and you're so chill and nonchalant about that whole situation, which I really, really admire. But I just feel like stuff like that, it's just like there's so many people out there. There's so many people that you can help and touch and not touch, but like help and like reach, that's the word, and like and cater to. Why does someone feel that they need to take it upon themselves to start putting all these borders and caveats on all these things and pretty much just block anybody else from having success. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. I think that like, and I've never thought that way. I've always thought, you know, um, if I can give away something for free and it's not gonna impact my business at all, why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? And at the same time, I want to be known as the person that somebody can come to for support. I don't want to be known as that, you know, catty makeup artist or catty lash artist that is like super cagey about what products I use, and like it's dumb. I just think it's dumb.
Well, and I think that there's like a super common saying out there, just someone else's success doesn't mean your failure. And I think that that's so overlooked, like so often in this industry. And I don't know, I just because someone else is freaking talented, it does not mean that all of a sudden you're not. And I've even found recently, like, clients will message me, like I was telling you about that hair Botox. And so I went to the post and I messaged the stylist directly, and I was like, hey, I've been seeing this around. I know so many clients that it would be good for. Tell me about it. Like, where did you get trained? Whatever. And like, she's local to Calgary too. And it's not like she didn't, I was a little bit nervous and thinking like, oh, maybe she's going to be like, no, like F you, like I'm the only one that can do it here, blah, blah, blah. But she
because
was
that's
like,
the experience. That's what happens. Is people say that to you.
Yeah, but she was so kind and so nice. And she honestly was like, thanks so much for reaching out. Like, good stuff has to be shared. Let me know if you have any questions.
See, those are the type of people. I just think,
so.
I think that there's way too many instances of people, like, I've seen, like, just for example, in some of the lash groups that I'm part of, like, girls will post and ask for advice, and they'll be new, or there'll be a couple months in, and these catty lash artists are just like, you're like, well, if you don't know what you're doing, then you should probably take more training and all this stuff. And it's like, these groups are here to help. Like, I don't understand why you have to be cagey, or like I've had multiple students that have come and trained with me that are blown away with how much information I give away. But also, like, they've told me stories about how they'll message someone and like just say, I really admire your work, this is amazing, do you have any advice for me to get better? And this lash artist will be like, oh, well, if you want to know my tips and tricks, you have to take my training. And it's like, I
feel like if people don't have some sort of good value to give you for free, then they have nothing. Any advice that they have is just going to be in their program, and then that's it. That's all they have to offer you. Like, never ever, if I could make any suggestion to any new person starting off in the industry, it is, do not ever take training from someone whose value is only their course. If you do not learn from them in other aspects, don't waste your time, because I promise you that's all that they have to offer, and you're going to be disappointed.
We've talked about this before as well, about stalking. And like, you and I are both serial stalkers. When it comes to people that we are, like, especially when it comes to people that we truly admire. And like, it took me, like, for example, I actually want to ask her if she wants to be on Tequila Talk Tuesday, but her name's Lauren Saunders, and she's hands down the best business coach. Well, I've had two. There's Gabby and then there's Lauren, but Lauren was my first one, and she's amazing. And I stalked Lauren forever, and I learned more from Lauren for free through her group than I did with any other business coach that I had before her. And so when I finally reached out to her, I felt confident in my decision because I'd already gotten value from her. So I wanted, the whole point of giving out value for free is to gain trust of your clientele. You can't be like, well, I'm the shit and you need to pay for my course. And it's like, how do you know? How do your clients know? How do we know that you're the shit? We don't know. You haven't said or done anything. So
yeah, nothing to prove it. And that's where, like, if you want to learn from someone, you want to learn from someone who's done what you are wanting to do, right? Yeah. Because otherwise, how do they know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, there's no, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. I don't know.
We should talk about the 5 things, because afterwards I said that we should maybe talk about that. So I went and I read your post, and I was like, okay, what are 5 things that I love about myself? And it was hard. It was really hard to like do it. And I was telling my sister, and the first thing that I said was my eyebrows, and she burst out laughing. She's like, "Really, your eyebrows? That's what you love?"
What is it? Okay, so here let's do a little backstory. So I'm changing niches right now. I mean, I'm still in lash coaching. I'm still providing lash education, which is great. But I've also discovered a new passion of mine that I've had thoughts about for a while. So I'm switching niches, and I'm honestly, you guys, I have no idea what the fuck it is. I have no idea. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to turn into. I don't know if it's going to be a coaching course or just I have no idea. Regardless, it's all about owning your sexual raw power as a woman, harnessing it and using it, being unapologetic and unleashed. Scrap that, reverse it, unleashed and unapologetic about what you're about who you are, and not feeling guilty. I recently had an epiphany where I suddenly realized that I was downplaying how I looked, how I acted, how I talked, how I dressed, how I presented myself. I downplayed my inner queen, inner goddess. We're gonna get woo woo here. For the sake of my friends, for the sake of other females, so they wouldn't feel so bad. And I just want to put this out there, you guys. It is not your responsibility to manage anybody else's emotions and feelings. It's not. It's your job to be you, authentically you, and not be apologetic about looking good, feeling good, or doing things that make you feel good. Like, I've gotten so much backlash about the fact that I want to get boobs in a couple months. Jesus, like, does it affect you at all? No, it's my body. Leave me alone. Like, you know what? But it's taken me a long time to actually get to that point. And it's now that I'm realizing I want to be able to help these women harness this raw sensual energy, because it's so powerful. It's so powerful. So in segue to that, this post that I posted while I was at Jenna's today is about 5 things, and it's literally, you can change your outlook and how you feel about yourself with one daily practice, just one. And I call it the 5 things. And I don't care if it's, like Jenna said, your eyebrows, or I always say my thumbs and my hands all the time. I want you to stand every day in the mirror. I don't care if you're naked. I don't care if you're in a towel, like it's whatever you're comfortable with, but I want you to stand in the mirror and every day find 5 things that you genuinely love about yourself. Feel into that, feel gratitude, and do it every day. I don't care for the first 5 days that if it's the same things over and over again, but keep trying to add on, keep trying to find, even if it's just like this little elbow piece right here. I mean, it's a part of you, and feel gratitude for it. Feel grateful and love it, because eventually, and I guarantee you this because it was my personal experience, eventually it's going to get to the point where you look in the mirror and you don't focus on the flaws. You immediately go to the things that you love because you put so much love and attention in them. Why wouldn't you want to look at those? So that's my...
Yeah, I think it's so good. So my 5 things today were my eyebrows, my eyes, my hair.
Yep.
My collarbones. I love collarbones. Yeah. Yeah. And what was the 5th thing? I liked that even when I put on some weight, I don't have a 6-pack by any means, but I still have I don't just get like a round stomach. I still have definition. So I can still wear crop tops and not feel like I'm 15 pounds heavier, even though I am.
But that's a thing. But then you can take that and you can put that energy into it and feel, and that's what you'll feel like if you're confident about 5 things, imagine what else you can be confident about. My 5 things are like, I pick my eyebrows too, and my eyes, and it actually has gotten to the point where it's my entire face at this point. But like my cheekbones, but I go into detail, like my cheekbones and the way that I have a crease there, or like my jaw shape and all that stuff. Like I actually go into detail. I always say, guys, these are my thumbs. They are stubby. They have no knuckle, but I love my hands. I absolutely love my hands. I love my knees. I love the shape of my knees. I love the shape of my ankles. I love my hip bones. Like I do a full body scan and I find at least one thing in each section that I can feel gratitude for, that I can actually feel like I genuinely love. And it's that practice, that daily practice, that not only will it help change your perspective on you and how you look at yourself, but it'll help you notice the things that you love rather than just your flaws. And that's why I do it. I mean, obviously it's a daily practice, and like you said, it's hard. It's hard to see, but like now that you have those 5 things, now tomorrow you can do the 5 things and maybe add one other thing, you know what I mean? And it'll be genuine. It'll be authentic.
And I think for some people, like, the physical is definitely harder than maybe the internal stuff, because I could list off so many things that's not physical that I love about myself and I'm very grateful for. So I feel like it's a nice challenge, because as most of the time, women, especially women in the beauty industry, we're so nitpicky about, like, oh my God, I need this one wrinkle, I need Botox, or this one thing, like, it's drooping, I need to get, something. There's always something little that we're nitpicking. So it is nice to learn to appreciate and like focus on loving those things. And we got into a good conversation with someone the other day, saying she was kind of like not for like lip injections and stuff, wanted natural. And I was like, it's different if you like, there's certain things that you could want to tweak, but to me, it's all about like enhancing your natural beauty. And it's one thing to feel dependent on these things and then just want to do it because it makes you feel better. Like after I got my lips done, like I felt so much better, like so much better. And I don't know, I think everyone needs to do what makes them feel good. And as long as you're not like addicted to anything, but that's life, like have a healthy relationship with things.
And you know what, like it all depends on the person too. Like we were talking about hair and scalps today, and like the frequency of whether and how often you wash your hair and stuff. And you said it perfectly. It is all dependent on the person and how they feel about if they can go 3 days and just do dry shampoo, great. If they can't and they need to wash it every day, then that's up to them, as long as they're taking the right steps to take care of themselves. And I think that especially in plastic surgery and Botox and filler and all these medical aesthetics, first of all, I would rather go to a medical aesthetics studio and get poked in the face rather than go to a spa. I can't handle it. They're boring. I would rather go to a medical aesthetics place. But that's just me. That is my, like, I love that sort of thing. And I'm not doing it to look like Joan Rivers. I'm doing it because it enhances, it helps me feel good. And honestly, fuck what anybody else thinks. It's like, is me getting my lip injections going to somehow make your world stop turning? No, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like it's everybody has a biased opinion, and and they say, well, you're being a bad, like, so I have a daughter. You're being a bad influence on my daughter. How? By doing things that makes me feel good. I don't talk to her about it. I don't say, well, if you have this, you need to get this. Like, no. However I talk to my kids, it's like, well, it makes mommy feel good and pretty when I get dolled up and when I do these things, and that's just how I am. If you don't like doing that, then that's totally fine. Like it's all about acceptance. But me doing lips or you getting Botox or anything is not going to stop somebody else's world. It's like, and again, it's RuPaul moment.
I think we just need to have him on the show too.
Oh my God, do you know how much I would die? I would die. I think I would die. I wouldn't be able to talk the entire, I talk a lot, and I would not be able to talk the entire episode. I would just listen to him. We'll just give it over to
Yeah, you would just make like a pre-list of stuff, and then I would be the one chiming in, and you would just be like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Be like, oh my God, that's such a good point. Let me take notes.
Yeah.
That's it. But I just honestly think that every woman needs to go through some sort of mindset practice. Oh, and what you were saying before about how it's easier to find internal things, and I can pinpoint, or at least for me, I can pinpoint the reason for that is because other people don't see those inside things. Only you do. You are the only one who can recognize them and appreciate them. Nobody else can critique them but you. Whereas physical appearance, it's out there for the world to see. That everybody else can see it. So unless like, so it's really hard to come up with something physical if you're giving into and internalizing what everybody else is saying. And I just think that once women get to the point where they're just like, I am a queen, I am Aphrodite re-fucking incarnated, and I am, and I can take the world by storm, and I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. Like, as soon as these women get to these point, like, they're gonna be unfucking stoppable. I truly believe that, and I really want to help. Even if I help one woman get to that point, I'm fine.
Yeah. So Steve says hi. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, no, and I think too, like, and everyone says this, like, the older you get, the more confident typically you get, or the less you care what other people think.
It's that one. It's that one.
Yeah, the less you care. And I don't know, I always feel like I never really struggled with it too bad. I never really got too hung up on what other people thought per se, but I do feel like, especially now, like, all these girls growing up with social media and everything, like, I don't know, I think it's going to be really, really tough. And it's maybe those people that you should be focusing on. I don't know, because I think that it's going to be hard for them.
Well, I think social media definitely puts a hard expectation on people, on women. Well, and not just women, men too. Like, I mean, there's all those. No, don't tell Sherry I was watching. We won't. I promise. It's okay. But I honestly think that social media is going to be hard, but there's a lot of actually really good advocates out there on social media that are exposing it. They're exposing the filters. They're exposing the perfectness of social media. But at the same time, I don't think that there's anything wrong with presenting your best self on social media. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I obviously don't want to use a filter that's going to change me into, like, you see those pictures where they get, like, it's 10, 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, like, and it just drastically changes the entire time. I definitely don't want that. But I myself would not feel comfortable posting, if I didn't feel my best in a bikini or anything like that. And, like, I don't want to give out the impression that that's what you should look like at all times, but that's how I felt. That's at a time where I felt good and I wanted to post it, so I did. It's the same with, like, all those photos that I've been posting. I am so scared to post those a lot of the time, but I shouldn't be. So I don't know. I think with social media is a blessing and a curse, because there's a lot more information out there. But I do think it's the responsibility, especially for young women or young people, that it's the responsibility of the parents to kind of manage those expectations and
to guide and to kind of check to see, like, who are they following, and to make sure that they have a healthy mixture of both. Because I have no problem, and that's where I think people need to go into it also knowing this is a highlight reel. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, we all know that that's what it is. And to be fair, there are some people that post themselves crying and stuff like that, and to me, that's just not necessarily, I don't know, there's some things that I do want to keep private and not have everywhere. And so, to everyone, to each their own, and everyone's going to have their own journey and affect, their audience in their own way. Just not, I don't know, have a good mix of things and don't take things too personally.
Yes, 100%. And I think there needs to be, sorry, they're screaming and yelling. I think too, understanding, especially, okay, so we're gonna get back to the support thing in our industry again. Especially for women in this industry, it needs to be taught that we need to celebrate women and cheer for them, because if we're not cheering for them, there is somebody in their DMs calling them a whore, a slut, a fake, a phony, whatever. And I mean, and obviously we don't know these people very well, but if I see a big boob blonde bombshell out there posting her, but like about her life and being super happy about it, good for you, girl. I like keep doing that. I mean, I like if that's what makes you happy and if that what makes you feel fulfilled, I'm totally in support of that. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to, slide into her DMs as that stupid song says and bash her and be negative and critical and because what's the point of that? All that does is make another sister, as we like to call us in this industry, all it does is make her feel terrible. So what's the point of that?
I never really I still don't understand why do you follow people that you don't like? I never
right?
I don't think I will ever understand it. Like there's people that even in my own life, like I'm friends with them, but do I like what they're posting every freaking day on social media? No. So I mute them.
Yeah.
I don't have to defriend them. I can just mute it because I'm like, yeah, okay, enough of that.
And you just scroll past, like, just mind your business, man. Like, if it doesn't affect you and your life directly, like, I mean, if I'm sitting here posting and bashing about Jenna and her hair and how awful it is, by the way, it's not. But if I'm doing that publicly on social media, hell yes, say something. And that's awful. Unless it directly impacts you, then just be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep on going. And I think it's the same thing with the 5 things challenge. If you see something and you're not really agreeable about it and you think you need to say something, stop for a second. Either don't say anything at all or find something in that picture that you like. Like, oh, I like your shirt. Or, it's like, oh, like such a pretty background or something, like if you feel the need that you need to comment on somebody's post, be nice. Like, we're human beings. And don't hide behind a keyboard. Like, I'm just so sick of the hiding behind the keyboard crap. Because I've gotten so many DMs about how, not about my modeling photos, thank God, but like, when I was working out after I gave birth to Caleb, I was posting about it to keep myself accountable. And some lady just out of the blue, no idea who she was, DM'd me and said that I was selfish and that I was a terrible mother because I cared more about the way I looked than I did about my kids. Like, all that did was make me feel crappy and made me feel like I needed to delete my Instagram and, like it was just
stop working out.
What was the point of that? Like literally, what was the point of that? There was none. Just for her to feel jealous and feel justified that she was taking care of her 3 kids in sweatpants.
Well, and she had probably gained some weight and wanted to justify that she's a better mom and she is sacrificing her health for her kids. And I think that's total bullshit because you need to be healthy in order to be there for your children. And you need to be mentally sane. Like, I don't know. I really hope that it is starting to change where it's okay for moms to still have a life outside of their children. It is okay for them to be individuals outside of their kids and do things for their, like, selfishly. Moms should be selfish because selfish moms, I mean, in the healthy sense, selfish moms typically are the best moms. Yeah. Like, I can think of all the moms that I know in my life growing up, and they were always the ones that took time also for themselves. Maybe not all the time, but they did put an effort in.
And you know what? Like, if you're a mom and your life is your kids, that's great. That's absolutely great. But don't come and yell at me in my Instagram just because you wish that you could be doing something that I'm doing. Because I applaud you, and there is no fucking way that I could take care of my kids 24/7 because they're monsters and they make me crazy. But like, I need that time for me. So I don't know. Like, I just think, women empowerment, all the things. I just think, I don't even know what I think. This was really good. I really liked this. Let's make this again.
The drink?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really freaking glad that you liked it. Maybe you can make me one. Since
I shall.
Not turn out. Well, next week, guys, I'm so pumped because I'm going to be in Kelowna and we're still going to do tequila talk. We just, I might have a little bit more booze in me and we might have some surprise guests. Who knows? Yes. It might be really fun.
The Tequila Talk Tuesday question edition. What are you doing? Get out!
Hi, Heather.
Sorry. My kid just like randomly walks into the bathroom, throws something away and turns around and walks out. See what I mean? I can't take care of them. No. No, no. Um, so
So
I'm
good.
excited
So
to
good.
do Tequila Talk Tuesday Friends Edition with you. It's your turn to slur your words, I'm gonna say.
Friends edition. I am excited. They don't even know. I haven't told them yet, but you know
I
it's
think
happening. So
we
it's
should just
fun.
come up with like a list of questions that you can just go around and ask them. And like, yeah,
Can we make it a game? That would be so fun.
yeah,
Guys, next week's gonna be so fun.
I think it's gonna be entertaining. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna sit here and just like watch, watch.
I'll just tour around and be like, hey, this is
Yeah,
so and so. This is this. This is
yeah.
how we turn every game into a drinking game.
I'm excited. Well, we've got some big plans over the summer, you guys, about like guests that we want to bring in. We've been talking. I mean, you have a list that you want to reach out to. We're putting together a PR package, and we are going to be. I'm going to be reaching out to the owner of the Extensionist because we love her. She's crazy, and we love her. Kristen Alexandra, who's a huge influencer here in Calgary. I'm gonna be DMing The Rock like a bazillion times because
And
why not?
RuPaul. I mean,
And RuPaul. And RuPaul. That fucker's busy though.
someone
Um,
can just follow around.
yeah, exactly. Just like here's their PR package. Just watch it. Um, I think that this was kind of like we didn't really prepare for this one because we had Sherry last week, which was super intense, and then you've been studying your butt off for your real estate exams, so you've been super busy, and I feel like this one I like today was a good needed day. I feel like it was full of good vibes, full of talking. We talked about rebranding and like synchronicities, and I feel like we should talk about universal signs at one point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it, write it down. Write it down right now.
I have nothing to write with. No.
Rewatch the video.
Yeah, rewatch that. And that's kind of it. Like I feel like we kind of covered things. So recap, challenge for the ladies that are rewatching this. I want you to find 5 things that you absolutely love about yourself physically. Go stand in the mirror and find 5 things that you genuinely love about yourself. I don't care if it's this freckle. I don't care if it's your chin or if it's the way that I don't care what it is. Even if it's small, I want you to write it down or just really, really focus on it. 5 things and just show it love and gratitude every single day. It'll change your outlook on life after a little while. It takes practice and it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it's worth it. Worth it.
It is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kate, thank you all. And I'm so excited to chat with you from Kelowna next week.
Yes. Kelowna edition. Jenna's vacation drinking game for Tequila Talk Tuesday.
Amen.
All right, everyone. Bye.
Have a great night.
Mwah.